What's up, everybody? It's Kelley James. You're listening to Missin Curfew.
What's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
The lads.
Up, dog, my man. It's Fella Friday.
My man.
How we doing?
Good, good.
Nice little outfit you got on there. What is that? What would you call that? What's the shirt over top? What material is that?
I actually don't know what material this is, but I need new clothes.
Why?
So I don't know if anyone's listening out there. You got maybe a brand. I know we used to have our friends at Good Life. I haven't been able to talk to my boy Andrew in quite some time, but I'm looking for some new gear, bro.
You are?
A minute. Like this tarp's a little old.
How old?
Good Life tarp underneath. It's at least like a year. You know?
I
like to have fresh stuff.
You had your little guy in the back room there in the Freedom
Yeah.
Lounge at Big Canyon. That was nice. Beckham.
Yeah, Beckham stopped by the course, stopped by the men's room, had a tub,
Yeah.
balls, hang with the boys. That's a nice. I'm excited to go into the next couple of years with this kid because now Izzy's at this point where she wants to do things.
Yeah.
And she's kind of got the athlete in her. Like she's got a little bit of it, but she's not she doesn't have that kind of drive.
Killer instinct.
Yeah. I think Beckham's got it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what he wants to do and if he wants to golf and hang out with the boys in the room. And
I mean,
he shoots pucks and shit around.
your kids are going to have so many. Listen, I had the greatest parents growing up, but I grew up in Canada. I knew there was one way out of town.
Yeah, you too. Me too.
At hockey.
Yeah.
I was good at hockey.
Yeah.
I'm going full on here. Buck Diddy. So I knew I wasn't going to be, running my own business with my math ability and all my, my
masters and
exactly. So hockey was my go-to. But I just when I look at your kids and the opportunity there's going to have to play baseball or tennis or golf or ski or there's so much opportunity they're going to have that we never have. The upbringing they're going to have is going to be crazy.
yeah. Well, and one day with your kids too. But what you're saying is there's access.
Whoa, fella.
There's access to do whatever you want really down here, right?
Opportunity,
the access. Now, is that good or bad for someone wanting to be a professional in it? Because, a mixed bag of shit.
smells like shit.
Smells like shit. He, what if he does too much? What if I want to focus on one thing? Stay in the lane.
What if
he's like this old man? He can't fucking figure it all out.
What if she's wearing, it's probably just your typical white cotton panties, but maybe she's not. What if she's wearing a thong? What if it's something,
We'll deal with it as it comes.
Yeah. I would say, I've always said this to you about Izzy, give her a tennis racket.
Yeah, she's got a tennis, she got tennis lessons today.
And I would say for Beckham, just give him a baseball bat. With PJ and Joe D and all the access that they have and all the baseball players that and dude, I mean, these guys are holding out for contracts because they're not getting what they want, and then they're still getting $80 million. It's like we were holding out for PTOs.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? These guys that are obviously good ball players, but they're okay, you didn't get what you want. Here's 2 years, 80.
Yeah.
It's what? What?
Baseball, though, it's a different breed of guys. Joe DeMarco's this too, but different breed of guys. They're not quite built like hockey guys are.
No, I mean they're different, and there's so many great baseball players around the world, like the Latin players now, Dominican, Puerto Rico, Venezuela.
I just mean
it's hard.
The guys,
Like when Beckham gets to be old enough to what do you think the guys in the NHL will be making? Top guys, $20 million a year by the time Beckham
probably
$20 million a year.
Yeah, by the way we've been going lately. 20 years ago, the top guy made what? 11, 12, same thing.
Wasn't me.
No,
I'll tell you that.
It was fucking Alexei Yashin.
Bobby Holik.
yeah.
Remember Bobby Holik?
Rick DiPietro.
What a deal.
What a deal. I mean,
Rick
who wouldn't take that deal now?
Rick DiPietro is one of the reasons there's a salary cap for sure. Rick DiPietro.
When we came in the league, who was the highest paid guy? Was it Yager? Yeah, Yager.
Probably
probably 9.5, 10 million. Bobby Holik made 8, I think.
Yeah, so the highest paid guy this year's what? 12. So
it's
20
not years.
It's not really humming. It's not really humming like it should be.
No, I know. So to touch on it, that's exactly our point. It's not going to grow that exponentially.
So you don't want? Do you want Beckham to play hockey?
I'd love for him to play.
Yeah. What kind of parent at the rink do you think you'd be?
Great one.
Would you yell?
Yeah.
I know you'd have a cocktail in your hand up
the
corner
there.
there.
I'd probably yell. Yeah.
Would you yell?
No, I'd sit and take it, and then I go up to whoever I need to go up to after the game and be like, what the fuck are you thinking?
I played 750.
Yeah, what the hell
What
are
the
you
hell
guys
is going
thinking?
through your head?
No, I think it's part of this next phase of my life that I'm going to get to enjoy is being, the silent dad / mentor / coach, up in the stands. You can't like scream and yell. You can have a Bailey's and hot chocolate and sit there and take it all in.
Yeah.
And then, go get drunk with the dads after.
Yeah, I got PA in town, as you know, the Flying Frenchman. He's putting a hurting on white wine. Buy some white wine stock as the man goes in town. These good white wine, though. Duckhorn, cake bread.
Huh.
Good white.
He can come drink all the shit I have at my house.
He's not a big red guy.
I know. I have a ton of white wine.
Oh, yeah.
Tons. Probably 40 bottles sitting there.
Well, his kid's a good little player. And I guess, obviously for PA, the highlight is this kid's playing hockey, but going on, with the parents. Go to Halifax.
Totally.
Get pinned or wherever they go. And that's like, I remember growing up, my dad, especially when we got to Quinny, because he loved those guys there. Like, we'd be fucking around playing mini sticks or whatever, and they'd be playing cards, boozing. Like my dad enjoyed the tournaments almost as much as I did, really.
Yeah.
But what if you don't like the parents? What if you're like, this guy's a fucking knob?
Yeah.
I
think I'm running into that now.
You are, right?
There's a lot of pressure to like have the parents.
What did you know about pressure?
Yeah.
Well, I have kissed a man before.
Oh, ace.
Yeah. Is there pressure on you though? Yeah.
No, you got to like hang out with the kids' parents. Like, what if you don't like any of them? What if they don't like, what if they don't like to drink red wine or you get pinned?
Yeah.
Stay up late.
What if they don't like to be a beauty?
What if they want to travel without the wives or, what if it's guy time? It's tricky.
It's really tricky.
So you got to, but then you want to make sure, giving the kids the best
opportunity.
Yeah, the best kind of tribe and culture to, make it in life and have fun and be smart.
I mean,
you're adventurous.
Yeah, your kids are going to have every opportunity for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So don't put any pressure.
I'm taking them to Costa Rica next week.
Yeah, I would say
blend in the jungle, meet some howler monkeys.
Yeah, the only pressure you have is like trying to get along with the other parents. Because listen, as I get older,
pretty easy guy to get along.
Yeah, and my dad, I have to joke to my dad and said, I hope this doesn't happen for a while, but when my dad does pass away, who's going to be his pallbearers? I'm going to have to carry the casket by myself. No, he couldn't find 6 fucking guys to carry it. But I know what Peter's saying, because as I'm getting older, I like people less and less. Like, there's people at places I'm not going to name that I used to like that now I'm like, I got no time for you. I really got no fucking time for you. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
All right? Get out of my way. So, Peter, I guess I'm getting crusty like you. But parents, man, I don't know if I could deal with parents and
yeah, like the competition. And you're like, I don't give a fuck. What do you know about competition?
Yeah, what do you? Yeah. Hey, have you seen the movie with Bill Burr called Old Parents or Old Dog? Is it Old Parents?
Great.
It's about Bill Burr being an older dad,
okay.
Which I'm on my way to doing if I ever do have a kid, and dealing with younger parents, and they're living in LA and the new little culture of this and that. It's a good movie, but it's about these old school dads trying to adapt.
Like Boston style?
Just older dads that are old school guys that are like dealing with private schools and the principals.
There's
and
certain things I won't even touch.
Yeah.
This little bucket here, that's yours.
Yeah.
I don't even want to dip my toe in there.
I want no part of that.
I got no time for that shit.
Yeah.
I want to be part of this, but
only
on a certain level.
I hear you. I'm interested to see how it unfolds for you fellas.
Thanks,
I'm interested to see it. But your kids are beautiful. Beckham's a stud muffin, dude.
Yeah,
he's going to get some trim.
I know.
Lots of it.
Good for him.
Yeah, especially living in and he's not growing up in Fort McMurray. He's going to be in Aspen or wherever. He's going to be like, hey, this is all right. This is all right.
Yeah, he's going to be buzzing with his sister's friends for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice bounce. He's going to be good with girls because of Izzy, and he's going to be around Izzy's friends, and he'll be like,
maybe he'll be so focused on like making birdies though and hitting home runs.
It comes hand in hand. Comes hand in hand. Birdies and bronze comes hand in hand. But Up Dog, you got a beautiful family. Some sad news in the NHL here, buddy. Let's start with big Chris Simon. I've lost a couple guys that I played with. Wade Belak, who I absolutely loved, was one of my favorite teammates. Rick Rippon. Ripper was a great person, an absolute warrior on the ice. And we lost another warrior ups. 52 years old, too young, man, too young. And you did some research there that he was battling CTE and had to file for bankruptcy and all that bad, shitty stuff that comes sometimes with the territory. But sad news, man. This guy was a warrior and his teammates loved him. And Brian Berard, who played with him, loved him. And I'm just sick of this stuff, man. Having to talk about it sucks.
Yeah, he's young too, right? Like we've exited the game now for 5 years, and a lot of our friends are a little bit older, some a little bit younger that are still playing. But at 52, you're still in this case, Chris Simon's still a young father. He's got a lot of life and a lot of years. You would love to say he gets to grow up and be around his family and raise his kids and watch them play hockey and watch them go to school and all that stuff. And it's heartbreaking. And, the hockey community is very, very small. It's very tight. You're watching the outpouring of support to his family. And Max Domi last night after the game made an incredible, incredible statement to say, like, he acknowledges the family. And this guy played the game the right way. And he was a guy, you always knew he was on the ice. You always knew when he was going to be in the lineup. You never wanted to fuck around with him. And he had, Stanley Cup champ, had a great run with Calgary Flames in the playoffs against Tampa Bay Lightning in 2004. And, I lost my first captain ever in the NHL, Craig Johnson. I lost due to suicide, and I believe CTE had a little bit of a factor to play into that, obviously. But, we just hope that it's one thing to play our game and to play it the way. We don't want to change our game. Like, the hitting's down, fighting's down. They're hard on headshots now. Any sort of case in sport where it's a contact sport and your neck gets affected and your brain gets affected. I just want to see the sport not change, but I want to see the way these guys get care after the sport's done. There's no reason why, we're talking about salary cap five minutes ago on the show, Obi, but there's no reason why money can't just be provided to the post-hockey career. And especially if you can get diagnosed as someone that might have, CTE. Like, you know what? You had 3 concussions. Your odds are probably 70 to 75, whatever the case may be. You should go on this protocol. And it should be everything from modernized stem cell treatments to hyperbaric treatments to therapy to group sessions and talking and telling people how you feel. And we hold so much in as athletes and as human beings alone. It's as we get older, there's so much stress and anxiety and sleepless nights and worrying about shit that you probably wouldn't worry about if things were just all good. And, for many of us, we hide the pain that we feel. And you just hope that this opens up people's eyes and that the communities get gathered together and we find help and we find answers, and that we prevent the next guy from being in this sort of situation.
Yeah, I guess what I took away from it too is, when you first retire from the game, in my situation anyways, was the hardest part for me. The first year or two when you just retire and you don't know what the heck's going on, you don't know what you're going to do. But this proves to me that, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still be dealing with stuff, right? So get help. There's help out there, fellas. If you're, big Chris Simon's age at 52 or even older and you're dealing with stuff, there's help. Dan Carcillo, reach out to him. His life has changed. There's people out there that can help you. So I guess you're never out of the woods, so to speak, if you are dealing with this stuff, right? Yeah. So, but what I remember, you're right, he was an absolute killer. I mean, he came up to me, I was playing in Tampa, I think, and he was playing in Long Island, and this is when he shaved his head. He didn't have the long hair that he used to have, and he just came up, and I remember he's like, "You think you're a tough kid?" I'm like, "Fuck, Simon, I'm just trying to stay in the league, buddy." And he's like, "Well, then you just better play whistle to whistle, keep your fucking hours down." And I'm like, I get it. But I remember him with the long hair, the run the Flames had in 2004. I just remember how important he was to their team. Big, strong. Obviously not the fleetest of foot out there, but he would get to the net. He was big. He could score. He won a cup, like you said, but a very intimidating guy on the ice. A guy that, speaking to a few guys here in the last week that played with him, absolutely loved him. So, Chris Simon, you will be missed, fella. Our condolences to his family and friends, and we will be right back at Missin Curfew. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Up, dog. Get this guy a Labatt Blue.
Presented by Labatt Blue Light, the pristine Pilsner. Enjoy your beers, fellas, together so we and you can live life to the power of we. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA in Buffalo, New York.
Woo! It's Fella Friday.
Woo, tasty
I might have
beer
to crack
skis.
a couple. I've been good this week recovering
Bear skis.
from my last week festivities. I'm ready for a Labatt blow. Listen, get this guy Labatt Blue. Max Domi, 4 apples last night. And listen, I'm going to pat myself on the back because this is our podcast. I've been begging for all year for Sheldon Keefe, and maybe he's had an opportunity that I've missed. I do watch the Leafs play a lot. However, I'm on the West Coast. Sometimes I'm playing golf with the Updog. I missed the 4 o'clock starts. Maybe he's been given an opportunity. Not that I've seen. He played him with Austin Matthews, for my opinion, the first time that I saw all year, and I've been begging. I think Domi, Matthews, Marner, a line moving forward is an absolutely great line. Max can hunt pucks. He's strong. He has great vision. He loves saucing the puck. Listen, I just think he's a great, great player to go alongside Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner when Mitch gets healthy. But Max, good for you. 4 apples, getting opportunity to play on that top line. What you said, he was absolutely respectful of Chris Simon in his interview. And another thing I like he said when he was talking to the boys on TNT was, do you change your game when you go from first line to third line? And he said, absolutely. And it's such an honest answer. It doesn't matter who you are. If they stick you on the third line or fourth line, you're like, confidence goes down a little bit. You're like, I got to chip pucks. Well, I mean, you know this more, right? You had to change your game.
Yeah, no, he's 100% right. And you got to love a confident Max Domi. Confident Max Domi is who you signed. You wanted to bring him in and give him every opportunity to flourish on the Toronto Maple Leafs and to be a guy that plays physical but can also put the puck in the net and revive where he was back in his, Columbus, Montreal days. He was a great player. He still is a great player. So I love that, Obi. You have been calling that out since day one. It's about time. Maybe you should be the bench boss of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Listen, I hope, Princey, if you can find that clip, Princey, of me begging. But listen, you bring Max Domi in, like Updog said. I don't know if Max can drive his own line. Like I think he's a better winger than he is a center. But when you put him with good players, he flourishes. You saw it last year in Dallas when they put him with Segs. Listen, Sheldon Keefe, stick with this. Max, that a boy. Keep playing your game. And most importantly, enjoy your Labatt Blue fella.
Get this guy Labatt Blue Light, Alex, the grade 8 Ovechkin.
Woo.
Buddy, 19th straight season with 20 goals. I mean, and he's only 50. He's a 50-bagger away from Gretzky's 894 record. 50-bagger.
Wow.
Listen, he's heating up. His last 5 games, he's got 5 snipes. And he's buzzing. I mean, he's got 5 snipes in his last 3 games. So heads up, boys. Keep an eye out. Alex Ovechkin. Get this guy a cold Labatt Blue Light. How are you, fella?
Yeah, fella. I guarantee he enjoys a nice Labatt Blue. He scored one last night against the Leafs. Fuck, he was almost in the corner.
And he put one off the bar earlier. He missed it. And it almost tickled it.
It was vintage Ovechkin.
Yeah,
vintage. Like, it's almost like if you're a PK guy up, you're like, even though it's the grade 8, he was almost pushed out far enough that if I was killing that penalty, I'm like, okay, we'll leave him there. And Strome or whoever slid it over, it might have been Sandin, and he went short side spinky. And I'm like,
who's had it better than him?
Nobody.
Standing on the fucking half wall like that on the dot, just with your stick up in the air, hitting guys,
making 11
having highlight goals, but like he now has fucking 844 goals that are all like highlight reel, fucking snappers, wristers, had one-timers over his head, falling on his ass. This guy, like, think about how many times you to watch all his goals would take fucking 3 days on YouTube.
Why would it take 3 minutes?
844 goals the guy has.
That's a lot of snipes.
Impressive, Ovi. Wow.
Listen, I don't know if you remember, we were at when we were at TPC Scottsdale for the wasted management. We bumped into a couple Caps fans, and the one Caps fan, he's like, Ovi's been hurt all year. He's like, I heard he's got a ab thing or something, and you know how hard it is to play through that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that guy might have been onto something because Ovi seems to be back lately. Like, he's got a jump back. I don't know. He's good for the game, and that one-timer is sick. Another guy that's got an absolutely just nasty release, National League, is Mikko Rantanen. Had a hat trick other night against the St. Louis Blues. I bet the Avs. Give credit to the Blues. They hung tough. McKinnon. I mean, geez, what can you say? But this Mikko Rantanen, P.A. Pronto said he thinks he's the most underrated player in the NHL. I said I get to watch him play every night, so I don't think that, but he may be right. But Mikko Rantanen, 37 goals, 93 points. The guy's an absolute moose. I think that's his nickname. And I guarantee that Finnish beauty likes a Labatt Blue, so get him a Labatt Blue.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Finns like beers. They like saunas. They like beers.
Came in, over the blue line, McKinnon to him, just top of the circles almost.
Yeah. I remember him as a rookie.
Bitter.
Like, who is this big old fucking workhorse, the big old moose? And then coming in and just the guys with the size and the big ass and the legs and, just the finesse. And like, it's Draisaitl.
Play fair.
It's Malkin. It's fucking those big fuckers that just are, they're beasts.
Malkin was a beast back in the
All
day.
brothers back like when they were in their prime. They're like, good luck moving these guys. Rick Nash. These fucking guys are badass.
There was 3 guys when I had to go back down to the jungle to try to rejuvenate my career, which didn't work. It didn't rejuvenate. Just made me drink more.
Yeah, I know the 2, right?
First guy was Mikko Rantanen. I was down with Abbotsford, and he was in San Antonio, and we played them back-to-back games or whatever. And after the night 1, the next face-off, I lined up. I'm like, you're in the wrong league, bud. You're in the wrong league.
Yeah.
And then it was Leon Draisaitl in Bakersfield. Played 2 shifts against him, lined up again. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing down here? He was gone 2 days later. And then Kempe for Ontario Reigns. I'm like, dude, took him a little longer. But Draisaitl was in the American League for a bit. Could you imagine?
No, I know. And if you look at it, that was LA was in their prime of like good, big, older teams, right? So Kempe, they're like, hey, you're gonna take your time here.
You need a little seasoning.
This is like the Detroit Red Wings lineup here. Good luck getting in here. But then, Draisaitl, it's like, we need you.
Yeah.
Rantanen, when Colorado was shit, we need you. And now it's completely changed.
I'm just wondering, like, how bad of a camp Leon Draisaitl must have had that year for them to send him down. Like, I'd have to look at the
reality check.
Is
Probably
it?
just like a quick reality check. I mean, yeah, probably.
It was a quick reality check for me, too, when I realized I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying to defend. I'm done. I'm going to Europe. I'm out of here. Up, dog, speaking about out of here, it's milk carton time. Listen.
Oh, you're going to enjoy
I've
this
been
one.
fucking waiting to throw this guy in the milk carton. And then you know what? I played with him for a little bit. He's a nice guy. But it's TJ Brodie. I mean, he's making $5 million. I mean, he keeps both teams. Well, no, he doesn't. But, I mean, if you watch him play off, anytime he gets the puck in the offensive zone, the play has died with him all year. Defensively, he's been absolutely horrible. I watched him play the other night against the Flyers. He was the worst defenseman on the ice by far. And listen, he's been given every opportunity in life, man, and in his NHL career. And he's making $5 million. He's getting roasted. And finally, Sheldon Keefe took him out of the lineup, which I thought he had no choice but to do. But Broads, fella, I got to put you on the milk carton because all year I've watched you play, and it's just up dog. It's not good enough for a guy who's making $5 million, man.
No.
$5 million. So Broads on the milk carton.
And every $1 million in Toronto is a very highlighted $1 million.
Yeah.
Because it matters. He's still the highest paid team in the league. Highest cap team, however you want to call it. So you got to kind of figure it out. And lucky for you, doesn't take long for these guys off the milk carton to get back in prime shape. So you're actually lucky, TJ Brodie, that he put you on there.
Yeah.
And so are the Leafs.
I'm just saying, like, listen, I probably had a shorter leash than most throughout my career. I probably deserved it at times. But
Better than most.
Yeah, when I continue to watch guys get thrown out there and continue to make big money and this and that, I'm like, what did TJ Brodie ever do in Calgary that earned him the 5-year, 5-banana contract in Toronto? What did he ever do there? I missed something? I mean, I was like, what, they won one round? I'm like, $5 million for this guy. He's a 5'6" defenseman. And hey, listen, I want him to make we want everyone to make their money. But listen, let's look in the mirror here. Like, so I'm glad Sheldon Keefe did. Broads, I'm sure he'll bounce back. Up dog, I'm sure he'll bounce back. But
that's what it's there for.
Speaking of another scratch, up dog, a guy that we've been hard on here too at Missin Curfew, Pierre Engvall, another guy that just continues to get an opportunity, continues to get put out there. And I'm watching this guy play for the Leafs. There's no heartbeat. Give your balls a tug. Goes to Long Island, playing under these coaches there, same thing. Finally, Patty Waugh comes in, healthy scratches him, and this is what Patty says. I wasn't too happy about his play lately. Sometimes you just have a night off. Sometimes you just need a night off watching the game from upstairs. And what Patty Waugh said about him is Pierre Engvall is not a physical player, which he's not. No. But you have to play hard. You don't have to put people in the third row, but you have to play hard. And I thought it's great by Patty. This kid is just given every opportunity. Maybe this is a wake-up call. Don't take it for granted in the NHL, man. You need to play hard every single night. You're going to make mistakes, yes, but play hard, and that's the message this kid up, dog. And I love it, Patty. I've been dying for someone to say this to this kid. Sheldon Keefe obviously loved him for reasons I still don't know. Patty, good on you. Get him on the goal line back, blue line back, red line back. You know what I mean? That made me play hard.
Well said. I just think, how do you teach this guy not to be a clock killer? It's like you can only do so many turnbacks before you got to make a play to the net. I've watched it a million times with him, And these stats, like 8 goals, 13 assists in 21 points, 61 games. That's not a great, like in this new NHL, you can't be a guy like a top 6 player and come do this.
Play the power play, bud.
I know you can't.
Let's play power play.
Yeah, that's insane. So hopefully this is a wake up call, because my boy Bobo, who's trying to come back from his ankle injury in New York, I want him to make a little playoff stretch here, and we need this Engvall to figure it out.
And you know what? Like, we both didn't love what's going on with Torch did to Couturier in Philly, and maybe some people don't like what Patty was doing here, but like, listen, the NHL has gone so far the other way here that everything is just, okay, here you go. Here's your 8-year deal. Here you go. Come on in. Oh, no, it's okay. Don't make me know you're going to play. It's okay. Fuck that. Let's get back to, you know what, play good, go sit out.
Yeah, totally.
Like, that's how we did it.
I know. That's
not
wrong.
It's not wrong.
It's
You're
not
not
wrong.
playing well, you don't play.
Yeah.
It's the NHL, man.
I know.
Like, and for people to be like up in arms about, oh my God, I can't believe Patty Waugh scratched Pierre Engvall. It's 2 years in the making. He's lucky that, you know, his agent got him an 8-year deal with old Sweet Lou there.
Engvall's got an 8-year deal.
He took like an 8-year deal or something
Oh
crazy.
my God.
I'm fired up today on Fellow Friday.
Yeah, that was great.
Hey, listen, shout out to the Montreal Canadiens. My boy Marty St. Louis. Marty, I'm thinking about you, by the way. I'm not sure what's going on, Marty, but Marty, I love you. I'm thinking about you. Up, dog. We know it's the best league in the world. 38 one-goal games they've been in this season. They're 16, 11, and 11. If that goes a little bit different for them, I mean, you know,
that's still pretty good stats. Like, to win 16 of those games is pretty good.
Yeah, they lost 22 of them, though.
Yeah, they got a point in 11 and lost.
Yeah, that's true. They got a point in 11 of them.
So, but you're right. If there's another 6, you know, say they squeeze in 6 points there. Say they're 22, 11, and 5. Yeah. That's 6 more points. It's still keeps them in the dog.
I guess what I'm saying is I haven't watched the Habs play a lot.
No, but that sucks. That's
sucks.
Demoralizing.
And they're probably...
But winning close games is great.
Yeah.
So they did it 16-10.
I'm saying that they're probably closer to a playoff team than I thought they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they almost cost me the night against the Oilers. What a goal by McDavid, huh?
What a goal by McDavid.
I mean, what a goal by Draisaitl.
Yeah, but it was all McDavid's doing.
It was so funny.
By the way, their power play, like I watch teams and watch McKinnon and Rantanen, but why now after, you know, the last 2 years of watching the Oilers do what they do, why stand still on these power plays? Like the Las Vegas Golden Knights, sorry to just go off topic.
I don't.
They stand still and try to slow it down. You need your wall guys, your flanks, to be fucking skating, moving. Yeah. It opens up everything. And these guys are so highly skilled now. And I'm not a power play guy. I don't want to go off.
You were at one point.
Yes, but I don't want to. Yeah, that's why I wasn't shortly thereafter. I don't want to go off and say I know what's going on with the power plays in the new NHL, because I don't break it down all the time. But what works is fucking guys skating, opening up, having one-timer options, having fucking options to go to the net. Look at fucking Hyman. You just have to copycat what's going on in Edmonton. The guy stands in front of the net. McDavid does never stand still. He's never standing still. He's always skating. And then Draisaitl is your Ovechkin open for the one-timer on the other side. And Bouchard, it's just, I watch Vegas and they stand still. Yeah, it drives me nuts.
The Vegas power play is very stagnant. And you're just going off the eye test, fella.
Totally.
You're going off the
I got good eyes.
Played 750 fucking
I got LASIK. I got good eyes.
You don't need to sit down and break off the. You're not getting paid by the Vegas Golden Knights to sit down and break down their power play.
Just move, boys.
But watching them, I'm with you. Anytime when I was a PK guy, when they start moving around and pucks come in the net, and this guy's here, I don't know where to go. But if you stay stagnant,
yeah,
I could come. I was kind of old Chuck Knobloch. I know that's not his name, Chris Knobloch. 4-on-3 overtime the other night. They got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on there instead of Hyman. I thought, I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, the guy's going to lead your league in goals. Why would you? Is 4-on-3 different? You don't want a guy in that front or what? I don't know.
Third in the league in goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the top goal scorers this year, by the way? So Austin Matthews, you could imagine.
Yeah.
But then second is Reinhart. Third is Hyman. Who would have ever thought, like, what are the odds that those are the
plus
second and third?
6,000 on DraftKings.
60,000.
60,000.
For Zach Hyman to be almost a 50-goal man and Sam Reinhart. Crazy.
I mean, just to bet Zach Hyman to lead the Oilers in goals probably would have been plus 3,000 or something, right? Or more.
More, I think.
More. Speaking of DraftKings, baby. Top titty here, up dog. Shout out to the winner, Jay Tully 343. He already reached out. I already sent his gear to him. Congrats, fella. 145 points. Brentel, the captain. He's a staple in the top 10. I got to maybe call him on.
No, I talked to him this morning. How about this? He's got a 17-team parlay open, 2 tennis matches left.
What?
DraftKings. Yeah, it was $20 to win 2,700.
Come on, Brentel, the captain.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Updog, good to see you back in the mix, fella. You beat me. I'm awful at fucking top titty. But listen, it's fun. Get in there and play, boys, because you keep your eye on. There's so many games Saturday that you keep your eye on the top titty. I'm telling you, get in the action. You got to have skin in the game. Updog, my man, the DraftKings lock of the night.
Presented by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about our friends at DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Fellas, Updog. Big win for the Updog Hurricanes over the Leafs. Thank you, Uppy. I took that bet. I lost a heartbreaker. My Canucks lost to the Washington Capitals at home. Updog is 11-5. I am 11-7. Together we are 22-12. So we are making you money. Listen, Updog, I'll go first. I lost. I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights at home against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's gonna be like minus 350 or something, or maybe more.
You are, aren't you?
I'm taking Vegas. I need a win.
I, my friend, am going to take the New Jersey Devils at home. They're in a hunt. They need the points. They're at home, 4 o'clock Eastern against 4 o'clock Western. Sorry, West Coaster. 4 o'clock Western against the Ottawa Senators, my friend. Let's go.
It. Travis Green, Frosty, hair will be looking sharp on a Saturday. You know that. Devils over Sens. I got Vegas over the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's a DraftKings lock of the night. Updog, our guest on Fellow Friday is Kelley James. This is a good one. This guy's a beauty. Speaking of good life, this guy's got a good one. So this is a good one. Excited about it coming up.
Absolutely. Let's go, fellas. Kelley James.
Updog, fella. Why don't you tell the fellas about Lucy?
Oh, boys. Our friends at Lucy. Your nicotine routine that you can't turn down. Listen, for you guys out there getting off tobacco or whatever the case may be, you want your breath smelling fresh, that's what our friends at Lucy have. Choose from all these flavors: mint, apple ice, espresso, mango, and more. For all those guys wasting your time driving to the gas stations, sign up for the monthly subscription, boys. 15% off, no commitment, cancel anytime. Fella, pouches, breakers, or gum.
Lucy Breakers nicotine pouches, but with a teeny capsule inside. The capsule contains liquid flavor that saturates the pouch before it's even in use. Break it with your teeth, get it situated, and boom, instant nicotine release when you need it.
Let's level up your nicotine routine with our friends at Lucy. Go to lucy.co/curfew and use promo code
Curfew
to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. That's lucy.co and use code
Curfew
to get 20% off and always free shipping.
And here comes the fine print, fellas. Lucy's products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Updog, my man.
Big fella.
Fitting that you got the Chileno tarp on.
I know. I went with the
nice.
fella hat. We got
soft.
Fella Friday back here with a good fella.
Sorry, I messed that up on you.
That's all right. I mean, Chileno, this thing's usually got tequila and taco sauce all over it. But
you are America's guest when it comes. Actually, no, you are. You're officially
I'm a member now.
Yeah, we can get into that. But
we will.
But first and foremost, this guy would be unbelievable in the dressing room. He would keep the boys loose. Then after the game, he'd have something set up for us. And if we needed him to go out there and actually snap it around with his guitar, he could. But Kelley James, thank you for joining us at Missin Curfew, my man. We're both big fans of what you do.
Boys, thanks for having me. I'm just the biggest fan of you guys, and I can't tell you how honored I am to be on this. As you all know, hockey guys are my favorite guys. That's just the motto. There's nobody that is a better human being, can punch you in the face, can give you a hug, 42 beers with you than the hockey boys. So
yeah,
thank you for having.
Yeah, Updog. So you know Kelley a little better than I do. So I fired Kelley a DM. I'm like, dude, bro, I don't know if you remember me, but I met you in McKenna. We were getting banged up at Evan Knapp at Jeff Gale's house. So that's the last time I seen you. I don't know how many years ago it was, but that was a fun little weekend we had back in the day.
You know, out there on the islands, that Hawaiian vibe starts flowing and the cocktails accompany it. There's just nothing better. And again, that Discovery Land ecosystem, as Scotty knows, it's a one of one, and it's never a bad time.
Yeah, don't let Obi trick you too. He's been at a few Discovery member guest tourneys as a, most guys actually hit him up going, "Are you available in June?" And I'm like, "Buddy, that's like a year away." This is how good of a partner he is. I don't know if it's because of his drinking or his short game, but he's a stick.
So Kelley, I believe the trip that I met you on the last day, and we're banged up, and you got those golf carts at McKenna have a little bit more getty up and go to them. Well, I was riding in with Jeff Gale, and he it's still up in the air. Some people think it was more my fault than his. We don't need to get into that, but I kind of looked this way, and Jeff went that way, and out I went, Kelley. Out I went in the cart, and onto those, the lava rocks, and I had to make a play. But anyways, I left by my ass. My back was all ripped out. It was a tough member guest for me.
But that's they call that a discovery tattoo. You got something you'll remember forever. That you can look down in the shower and know that you had a wonderful time at McKenna Golf and Beach Club.
Yeah, at least that was you. I have a story of my first member guest at Gauzer where I actually flipped someone else out of the
You've tossed a couple people out, haven't you? Haven't you tossed a couple?
I got to the range at Gauzer the very first morning I was there for the member guest, and Kelly Chase, I'm thinking Kelley James now, Jesus. Our boy Chaser grabs me. He's like, "I got to talk to you." I go, "What did I do?" He's like, "What did you do?" is my question. And then I'm like, "Fuck, is she all right?" And he's like, "I don't know. She's in the hospital getting all bandaged up." I'm like, "Oh no, no."
Chase, I was on the range, and Chase was like, "Where's Updog?" I'm like, "Guys, he's out here somewhere. I think he's getting a breakfast burrito. Why? What's up?" He's like, "I gotta talk to him about something."
So Kelley, just a little bit about yourself to our listeners who may not know you. You got your own business. You started a long time ago. You're an entertainer. Just give us a little bit about your background and your gig and the business you've created, because it's taken you all over the world, bro. And what a fascinating thing you're able to offer to these golfers out there.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we play a lot of stuff around pro sports. Play guitar, sing. I've always done the freestyle rap thing in all my live shows, so it was kind of a natural progression to take it somewhere else. And we do this thing called Box Freestyle about 25 times a year, where we rap about different pro golfers and give people a little something to think about while they're standing over the little white ball. And for me, it was always cool because pro sports was something I've always been a fan of, and the ability to bring music and pro sports together in some kind of unique way has just been awesome for me. One of the first athletes to ever kind of help me out and give me the little seal of approval was our guy 99 back here. I played his charity event, and I think it was his it was like a Gretzky fantasy camp thing almost. It was in Vegas every year. And once you get a guy like that, who we all know he's heart of gold, he's as good as they come. But once you get that kind of cosign, it definitely helps things move along. And I know I said it at the top of the podcast, but some of my favorite shows are with the hockey boys. And, it's just, it's been a blast to be able to kind of see a world. I didn't grow up playing hockey. I grew up in Northern California, so we didn't get the Sharks till 92. So there wasn't really a huge hockey culture where I grew up. So I really got introduced to the world by, a bunch of your guys' friends from, Sheldon Saray, roll down the list, all the boys. I've just been a big fan of the game and of the boys that play it. So thank you all for having me on.
Yeah, no, Kelley, I mean, I got to know Gretz through Updog. I played against Gretz when he coached Uppy, but I never met him until, in the last couple of years, Uppy's, had me play golf with him. And people ask me what he's like as a guy. I said he's a better guy than he is a player. And when you're the greatest hockey player ever, that's a pretty good statement. But the first time the first time I came to the team McKenna and you were there, I was like, oh man, this guy, I hope he takes it easy on me. And you did take it easy on me. But let's go back to your first time. I put you on the spot a little bit, but your first time you went up there, because now when you do it, you're a national league, you're a pro. But take me back to the first time, nerves, excitement, didn't want to say the wrong, just walk me through it.
Yeah, terrible. I mean, again, just in terms of nerves, and I still get nervous before every show I do. To be honest with you, I kind of think every time I go up, I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work. There's no way I'm going to be able to do it every time. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason. It's like that. I just don't think that it's gonna be the what it was last night, quote unquote, that it is tonight. So the first time I ever did the T-Box Freestyle was at a Discovery Land property. Shocking. It was at Madison Club, and Gary McCord, legendary golf announcer, had seen me do an event in Scottsdale. He had me come out and write a couple songs about guys that he was announcing on the T-Box for this charity event. There were about 60 tour pros. I wrote 3 songs. We ended up freestyle rapping about 30 of the guys, and that became sort of the highlight of the day. Meldman and JJ saw it, and next thing you know, I'm at Madison Club thinking I'm playing a traditional show with guitar, which I did earlier in the day on the driving range, and then about 45 minutes later, they're like, so your second setup's on the first tee, and I walk over, and I'm like, what do you mean second setup? I already played this show. They're like, no, you know where you rap about everybody in the golf tournament? I'm like, I don't do that. Like, that's not a thing. And they're like, well, you know, you already cashed the check, so why don't you get to rapping, buddy? And so I had no information. It was just names on a tee sheet. That was it. Gretzky was there. Brett Hull was there. I don't know if Chaser was there, but Sheldon Saray was there. A lot of the boys, and it was that moment that was the beginning of what we now call Box Freestyle. And I've probably done 30,000 humans, maybe 35,000 humans over the last, call it 11 years, and it's been an unbelievable journey. Again, taking it to the PGA Tour and all these other spots that I never thought you'd be able to yell at someone on a golf course.
Is there a magic sauce to get in your dirt? Like, do you have an angle? Are you willing to give that up? And then is there stuff so offside that if someone gives you, you're like, I can't say this. Like, I got to spin this. Like, someone's recording this with a phone. Like, I got to stay on side here.
100%. I mean, people I always ask, like, oh, how do you freestyle? And it's like, you know, I believe that anybody could freestyle. It's just like kind of like another language. Like, if you do it for long enough, you're going to learn it. But the hardest part is editing. Like, people give me the wildest information, and I'm just like, I can't say that, you know. Or even for me, I'll be in the middle of a flow and think of something that is just so good, but like completely inappropriate, and to pull that back mid freestyle is sometimes a little bit difficult. But no, we do a lot of research, and we just try to get as much as we can. We ask a lot of questions, and we got a couple people that scour the internet and scrape some social media sites to get info on people. So we got all the firepower coming.
Kelley, I always wondered this. When it comes to Meldman, the king of discovery, when he steps up to the tee box, are you allowed to rip him, or do you sit back and just, well, what's the rule with Meldman? I've always wondered that when it comes to the gig there for you.
It's a great question. You know, he's the king. He created the ecosystem. But at the same time, I treat everybody equally. You know, he's fair game. He knows it. He knows what I know, the stuff that I know that I can't say. It's all laid out there, and that's where it becomes fun. And like this cat and mouse game is that, you know, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to go after anybody's jugular. You know, from the boys that get into little fisticuffs on the ice. It's like, I never throw the right hand. It's just jabs.
Yeah.
And nobody ever gets knocked out by a jab. Jabs are just fun. If you tie your right hand behind your back and you just throw jabs, then nobody can get angry. If you throw a haymaker, things start to get a little dicey, and that's where you sort of risk polarizing somebody. But for me, it's just friendly little jabs and having just, again, a couple smiles exchanged. I'm not trying to ruin anyone's day.
Unless you get jabbed all night, then by the 12th round, it starts to sting a little bit. Hey, like, oh, geez, Cal.
You're like, someone kicked me in the nuts already. Kelley, my first time I got to meet you was actually we play golf here at Big Canyon, and you, I think it might have been a holiday party. It was the first time I ever had my girl Christina in town, now mother of my 2 kids, my baby mama, who you know well. And we walk into into our banquet room, and there you are just jamming away. And I'm like, fuck, this guy's great. And then, of course, Christina goes up, gives you a hug. I'm like, hey, where'd that come from?
Hey, watch your hands, bud. Hey, watch your hands, bud.
But no, so give me like your, one of your wildest, maybe, what people have asked you to do. I'm sure down the line here in the last, 15 years of your career, you've been like, whoa, that's I don't know if I can do that for you, but I'd love to. Like, well, what's some of the most random things people kind of called your team and asked what you could do for them?
Yeah, I mean, we get asked to do everything. I mean, you name it, and we've done it. It's been one of those things where, like, I always make the joke, like, I've done coffee houses, I've played Red Rocks, I've done all in between, you name it. The wildest thing that we've been asked to do, I'm sure we've been asked to do some stuff we've said no to.
Yeah, for sure.
We have, we played on this yacht on the Red Sea in Saudi Arabia. That was kind of crazy. We did, I mean, God, we get asked to do like wild songs all the time. can you play Mary Had a Little Lamb like Metallica or something like that? It's like weird stuff. And we try, again, for me, it's like everything's a challenge. Like I'm down to explore and do whatever. I've just played so many shows at this point. I mean, I've probably played almost 3,000 shows that they sort of all blend together. I just can't think of like the wildest thing. It'll come to me as soon as we stop this podcast, and I'll be like, it was that time where I dressed up like a clown, rode a unicycle, and shot a bow and arrow with my guitar.
Hey, Kelley, I want to ask you about a good friend of ours, Craig Manchester. I think he, besides Melbourne, I think he runs McKenna. But listen, the one time I was there, you let him have it pretty good with those little jabs. But listen, from a guy who would love to chirp Manchester, and I can't really because he just dominates me in any facet of life. He's got to be a fun guy to get up there with his swing that he somehow hits it good. But he's got to be one of the guys that, do you look forward to let Manchester have it a little bit?
Oh my God! I mean, just in general, all these worlds, they're just cartoon characters of human beings, and they're usually the most successful people in the room. But boy, are they cartoon characters! And our boy Chester, he is no exception. The cool part about what I do, like I said, is that I get to kind of go after people that usually, for the most part, in their lives, nobody goes after them. Like, not many people are kind of going after Wayne Gretzky. Like, not many people are going after Tiger Woods, Tom Brady. We can roll down the list of Fortune 500 CEOs, etc. So when you get these guys, and they kind of get caught off guard a little bit because, they sort of look at you the first time, they're like, nobody talks to me like this. Like, what do you mean you're chirping about my backswing or, in my backswing? That's what makes it fun for me, is that doing it in a lighthearted way, I get to put these dudes in a position that, they normally aren't in. And if I can do it in a way that, includes a smile and a laugh, then I think I sort of did my job. But the boys like Manchester, they deserve to be knocked down a few pegs, at least just for an afternoon.
Yeah. I remember the one time at McKenna, you chirped his kids about being the luckiest sperm in the world or something. It was unbelievable. You're like, you were lucky when you got shot out of his nuts. And now I'm like...
Again, on the Manchester side, for the most part, it is awesome to watch some of the best humans and athletes in the world get put under pressure in ways that they never do. And some get nervous, some step up and do, what they do best, which is be great. But you'd be shocked at the explosions that I've seen happen on tee boxing.
It's not easy. It's like the first.
No, I was
the first tee shot in front of
nervous
people, let alone a guy with a sick beat just fucking right in your ear.
And I was just fucking pinned for 2 days straight. I'm like, I haven't slept really much. I'm like, oh God, this guy's gonna let me have. I'm gonna shake it in the fucking look out.
Kelley, do you got a favorite? You got a favorite tournament that you get to go to? I know you've done this for so long now, and you still keep your energy so high, which is amazing. Every time I see you, you're happy to see everyone. You got new game. You spit new things. But as far as like maybe some of the the properties that you've been to, personally, I think I asked you about Costa Rica. You said you and your wife love it down there, Pura Vida. But is there a special place that you like to call kind of home, or your favorite one to visit?
Yeah, I mean, I would say on the tournament side, there's two that I think in the game of golf are kind of must-dos. They're difficult to get to in their own rights, but the Phoenix Open is unbelievable. It's a one of one. What the Thunderbirds have accomplished there over the last however many years is really amazing. And then I gotta tip my hat to the Masters. I mean, that's just as special as it gets. It's adult Disneyland. I don't care if you're a golf fan or not. You could think golf is the dumbest game on planet Earth. I totally feel you, but the Masters as an event is as good as it gets. I mean, there's nothing like it on planet Earth. There just isn't. So those two are always special for me. And then, just in the travels, we get to go to a lot of really cool places and play for some amazing humans. Costa Rica, I got married in Costa Rica. I was there last week. But that ecosystem where you can combine a little bit of golf, a lot of surfing, good food, good people, anytime we get chances to play shows in environments like that, I'm all in. Cabo is obviously fun. I say that Chileno shit, but I got you down there. I'm more of an El Dorado guy, but those ecosystems are it. To me, the holy grail is if I can surf in the morning, play golf in the afternoon, and play a show at night. Anywhere that I can get that done that's a holy grail day for me. And if you throw my kids and my family in there and my couple buddies, then you can send me off and pack it all up, and I'm good, because that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And the old wasted management, it got off the rails this year. I don't know if it was because of the weather, because of the cold. People were like, fucking, they were getting angry, drunk. They were sliding around. 75 people got arrested this year. 75. I'm like, that's pretty. Usually
At least we escaped it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
no kidding.
geez.
Hey, I'm with you on Chileno Bay. I would pick Chileno Bay and Gaza Ranch. I love that tree bar at Gaza Ranch. I'm a big lake guy. Grew up in Ontario. Updog was a lake guy himself back in the day. Something about Canada and the lakes. To play golf and then be on the lake in the afternoon. That Gaza Ranch, like I said, the tree bar, Kelly, special place.
As good as it gets. If you go, I'll give you July 1st to September 1st, and it's, I hate to give it too much credit, because there are so many Gaza humans there that are going to be like, yeah, see, I told you so. But July 1st to September 1st, the United States of America, I don't know if there's a better place to be than Gaza Ranch, playing golf in the morning, a little pickleball, great lunch, hitting the lake in the afternoon, and I mean, being around that crew, you really can't do better than that in the summertime.
Yeah, that's basically us telling John Cooper we'll be there in July. Yeah. Coop, we're coming, fella. I don't care if I'm invited or not. I'm coming up. But, Kelly, let's move on to Tiger's tournament. It was just at Riv last week where I saw you hanging out. First of all, when Tiger came to the tee in the Pro-Am, I heard you chirp. Who did you chirp? One of his buddies or something? Or did you chirp Tiger? I know you chirped somebody. How'd that go when the black cat came rolling through?
I mean, he's a legend. He's been so nice to us, kind of in the same capacity as Gretzky. Like, once you get those cosigns, it's just so helpful. And as cheesy or superficial as that sounds, from Tom Brady to Michael Jordan, like, once those guys opt into the program, it's super meaningful. And Tiger's been great from day one. He loves the chirpy stuff. He just loves it, and if you go back and, for those that know about Tiger's upbringing, like, his dad really, really, like, drilled into his head, like, mental toughness, and would, like, go out of his way to extreme lengths to make sure that Tiger was, like, unfazed by anything. So for him, from a kid that was kind of messed with his whole life in a variety of different ways from his dad, like, he's never had anyone rap in his backswing. And, I mean, nobody's ever been allowed to do anything in the backswing. You can always do it before, after, in between, but not in the backswing. And I still don't know why they let me do it. But, the first time he saw a call it 8 years ago, I kind of thought that he would hate it, to be honest with you. I thought, man, he's like, Tiger Woods, he's golf purist, like, all these things. And it was right off the bat. You could see his face light up, and he's like, oh, my God, I love this. Because he just watched everybody around, like, especially all these AMs, just, like, grip the club so tight and just buckle under pressure. And we all know that when you play in a Pro-Am with these tour pros, amateurs take the game so seriously. They think this is their Super Bowl playing in some kind of Pro-Am, and these tour pros just laugh. Like, I mean, they just roll their eyes like, oh, my God. They look at every amateur as just a trash golfer. And so they literally just physically see these amateurs who have spent asinine amounts of money playing golf and have never pressure tested their golf swing in any way, never played for anything of consequence. And then now all of a sudden I call their name out and I talk about what school they went to, maybe throw their wife or girlfriend or whomever in there, and their hands get so tight you can see it. And they just don't know when they should start their backswing, the pre-shot routines off. They have no chance. It's already over. I can already see a guy before he even addresses the ball if it's over or not. And so Tiger just loves that. Like, he just loves the mental side of somebody messing with you while you're trying to hit a golf shot.
Dominance.
Yeah, because he was the man mentally, right? Listen, Kelly, I'm mentally weak on a golf course. Updog's pretty good. He's in the old Updog world there doing his thing. But for me, I could get rattled out. I need to get tougher. I might need you to chirp me a little bit more to get my toughness up, because I'm mentally weak some days out there. It's not good.
Yeah.
You got to get chirped more. I don't think many guys chirp you because you'll grab them.
Then I turn to the hockey player. I'm like, what the fuck did you say, bud? Hey, you want to go? Let's go.
Everybody knows the golden rule. Don't mess with the hockey boys. It's just you don't want to go down that path. You don't want to get Kelly Chase on the wrong side of Kelly Chase.
No, you
don't want that switch to flip.
No. And you don't want his son, he's got a son that's just killing guys in the SJ too. His son's just like him, murdering guys. It's awesome.
I've been seeing some of the videos he's posted, and I'm just like, that. I mean, there's an element for me. It's like so cool, and then I'm like, God, that poor kid just got a target on his back.
Yeah,
everybody wants to go and it's good to be the king, but God, being the prince is tough too.
Yeah, for sure. Sticking with Riv there, Kelley, I saw something cool where JT got the hole-in-one, and first of all, buddy, your reaction was unbelievable, and what you said, you're like, fire up the bird, we're going to Vegas. I was like, Kelly's my type of guy.
Yeah,
I'm like, that a boy, fuck the tournament, let's go, we're going to Vegas. But what 35,000? Talk us through it, because it was unbelievable. The first one you've seen while you're rapping, eh?
Yeah. So I play a decent amount of golf. If it was up to me, I'd rather surf. That's sort of the passion. But I love golf. I play a lot of it. I've seen 5 hole-in-ones playing with buddies. I saw my dad make a hole-in-one. I saw our boy Colt Nost make a hole-in-one. I saw Jared Goff make a hole-in-one. Like, I've had some great days with guys that have made hole-in-ones, like some special little moments. With that said, I've never seen a hole-in-one in 11 or 12 years while I've been rapping on the tee box. And we've done the rough math. It's somewhere between, it's around 35,000 shots, give or take, whatever. I've seen 35,000 shots. 15% of those are from tour players, the best golfers in the world. And then another 15 to 20% are from world-class athletes and, other just great golfers. Never saw a single hole-in-one. And then the funny part about it was we were at Riv. They had 2 cars on the tee box during the week. If you make a hole-in-one, your caddy gets a car, you get a car. And JT was playing with this little kid, and I was joking to Bones, JT's caddy. I was like, oh, it's hole-in-one time. And Bones is like, just not today, because we don't get the cars today. It only starts tomorrow. And so JT was playing. They had this 14-year-old kid that was playing in the Pro-Am with them, and I was just like, don't worry, Timmy, JT's going to make a hole-in-one for you, buddy. Just some, empty excuse and just kind of being funny about it. And wouldn't you know, dude hits a shot right off the face. It was tracking. And I'd walked the green right before he was up. He was only the 3rd group. And I'd walked the green. It was sitting in a little bit of a punch bowl scenario. And I saw where it hit. And I'm like, that thing's in. But we couldn't see it because the pin was low. So we walked up to the green, and Bones gave us the it's in right when he got to the pin. And it was pretty special because JT's an unbelievable human. And the reaction from me on the jet, he was so bummed that he had to work the next day, because we would have 1,000% been in Vegas that night had it just been a casual round with him. We would have left the golf course straight to Vegas, not even a question.
Yeah, I love that was your response. I'm like, that's a guy's guy there. Fire up the bird.
Do you remember what I said to JT?
I was just going to say, Kel, you'll love this. So we're playing the Grove during the finals with Gretz. We're there for the Stanley Cup finals, and JT's with his dad. And this is a week before the Open in LA. And we're like, Gretz introduced us or whatever. Hey, JT, nice to meet you, whatever. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, so you going to Melman's party on Thursday night, on Wednesday night up in LA or what? And JT's like, nah, I probably can't make it. I'm going to get ready for the Open, but have fun at the party. Are you going to Melman's Shaker on Tuesday or what? Fun?
I just couldn't believe he would be there, close proximity to this place, and not go.
Trying to get ready for the Open. Up dog wants some drinking Casamigos, getting tuned up.
He should.
I would have been there. I was a golfer.
At JT, if he's listening, he should have went, because I don't think he didn't play his best.
Oh, you're right.
I know.
You're onto something.
I'll tell you this: there's one guy that wouldn't miss a party, and that's Justin Thomas. He will go as hard as anyone out there. He doesn't skip a good time. So probably a major, he'll put the brakes on it, but everything else, that guy's he's sending it. Went to Alabama. He grew up in the South. They know how to go. They know how to go hard.
Speaking of somebody that knows how to go, John Mallinger, Mally, we took him out in Hollywood one time. He's like, I got to be home by 6 o'clock. I'm like, we'll get you home. We got to be home at 5:45. But I saw that you did he has a great tournament at Virginia where all the boys come out home. Charlie Hoffman, I saw a bunch of other guys. You were there. First of all, how fun is it to rip Mally? And next time, can you rip him even harder for me? Just instead of a jab, give him a belly shot for me, would you?
God, I've been abusing Mally for since 2010 or 2009. I met Mally through Charlie Hoffman, who was my kind of introduction to the whole PGA Tour. Shout out to Charlie Hoffman. And Mally was just right there every single party, every single time, just bringing the energy no matter what. But we did this, kind of back and forth for a long time, me joking with Mallinger. He just became the punching bag. And then, he sold Travis Matthew, and he's just been chilling. So I haven't seen Mally in a while. It's been a minute. So we did this charity event down at Virginia Country Club. It was unbelievable. Jamie and the whole squad there, just ridiculous setup. And all the boys came out. And John Mallinger isn't doing a normal charity event. Copious amounts of cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's opting in. And I'll let Mally tell it, just in terms of the way he wants it. But my version of the story is they had all 20 tour pros hit a shot. And the last person to hit was obviously Mallinger. Wyndham Clark hits it to 4 feet. John Mallinger hasn't played pro golf since 1992. And I'm like, there's no way, John, aren't you an amateur now? And I'm just wrapping him on, like just ripping him hard. And he ends up hitting it to 18 inches.
Yeah.
And in front of everybody at his own tournament. It was so spectacular. Such a wonderful way for him to kind of, re-put his flag in the ground and let him know that Mally's back, and he never left.
He's such a beauty. The one day I played Virginia with him, he had bets with every guy in the clubhouse. Like, he'd come walking in, he's like, Mally, what'd you shoot? He's like, here you go. I had bets with every guy. I'm like, holy fuck, Mal. He's like, yeah, this is how I pay for my life, bud.
Yeah. He kept up with us, too. I was quite impressed for a golfer. He sized himself up.
Oh, yeah. No, but when we left, Kelley, we left Hyde, and Mal's just like, are we going home now? I go, no, we're going to the after party now, buddy. Get back in the sprinter van, fella. We're not done yet. You got 4 more hours.
Nobody can roll with the hockey boys. Everybody thinks they can do it. They can't. Baseball guys think they go hard. All these athletes think they go hard. They haven't strapped on the proverbial skates in life, and and done it like you guys do it.
Just a little bit on team. Well, we're talking a little hockey, but team sports and team golf here. Ryder Cup. It's an amazing event. The U.S. seem to be missing something. I don't know if it's the boys they're not loose enough. The camaraderie's not there. But, you got MJ showing up there. JJ always packs a plane and flies up to watch the Ryder Cup. What do you think the difference is, in how to get this American team over the hump? And then have you ever been part of their squad? Because they could use
They need to bring you in, bud. They need to bring you in and loosen them up. And then if things get bad, you just start chirping Europe. You just lay right into them. Rory,
just get the
Rory
beatbox.
You missed $700 million because you didn't go to LIV or something like that.
We actually I did go out to Rome, and we played a little thing on the Monday night for the U.S. team this year.
Oh, cool.
Which was fun. It was great. I love all those guys. I think for the Europeans, it means so much to them, and I think a little bit of that like drive and like just kind of juice behind it for the U.S. team isn't there. And it's not that it's not there during the week. That's the part that I think people mistake, in that, trust me, every single dude on the U.S. team, when they are there, they're fully dialed. Nobody's not going 100%. The issue, I think, is that culturally for the Europeans, they care about this thing on a maximum level kind of year-round. It's sort of what it is. Surely for months and months and months and months leading up to the actual Ryder Cup. The U.S. team, I think, has just lost a bit of that culture that could be created 4 or 5 months in advance, and kind of bringing the team together and unifying them in that way. And I really think that's what the difference is. By the time the week hits, the Europeans are flying high, and I think the U.S. team is just kind of starting their engines again as it relates to camaraderie and vibe. You guys know it better than anybody else. Locker room chemistry is everything. It can make a mediocre team good. It can make a good team great. It can make a great team all time. So, that's special sauce. You can't synthesize it. You can't just, turn it on in a moment's notice. Like, that has to be authentic. It has to be nurtured and taken care of, and it has to be a part of what you do, not just what you want to turn on in the moment. So I think, in my personal opinion, and what do I know about competitive team golf, but if you ask me, that's what I would say. It's just, for Europe, it's a year-round thing. It's a lifestyle thing. For the U.S., it's just a little bit more of a short-term thing. Has nothing to do with the week, though. Don't get it twisted. When those boys are in compete mode, they compete. So that's
well said. And we got a President's Cup this year, Kelley. Have you ever been to Montreal, buddy? We're going to go in for the President's Cup. Have you ever been to Montreal? Because if not, maybe you should put it in your calendar. We'll zip in there for a couple nights because it's a special city.
I've been to some places, and I've never been to Montreal, and I've wanted to go forever. I've heard the stories, on all ends of the spectrum. My life these days is much more subdued and mellow. But
ours too.
When I was 24 and 25, I wish that I could have slid into that city and just just walked around for an evening or two.
Yeah, well, yeah. We had a time machine. We'd go back to when Up Dog we're still playing the NHL. We would have a nice time.
You'd have some more French material for you.
Yeah.
You'd be able to spit some French game.
Hey,
next time
Kelley, last one for me here. I know you do a lot of stuff with the PGA Tour, so I'm not trying to get you in trouble or anything, but LIV Tour, it's something that me and Uppy like. In a perfect world, I want to see the PGA and LIV work together. I think everyone does, but what's your thoughts on LIV? Do you enjoy it? Do you think it's heading in the right direction, or just kind of what's your thought on that?
Again, I'll throw it with this blanket statement, and then I'll get into details, but I think that innovation in anything is spectacular. I think that competition is spectacular, necessary for anything. I think that, what LIV has created in terms of a product is great because it's different, and, they're willing to go take a risk and do something that, again, is compelling in a variety of ways. I think that, the PGA Tour has so much tradition. It has legacy. It's created the ability for LIV to even exist. So, LIV is standing on the shoulders of what the PGA Tour has created. I'm with you. In a perfect world, we need to see a place where the best golfers in the world can play each other on a very, very frequent basis. Nobody wants to watch professional basketball and know that they're not watching the best in the world play each other on a frequent basis. It's just not what we want to watch. I think it's terrible for the sport. Last June or whenever they sort of came together, I thought that there was hope and a pathway that, these two entities could, cooperate and get us the best golfers in the world playing whatever. I don't care. Like, truthfully, it can be a major. It can be a Ryder Cup. It could be 36 holes, 54 holes, 72 holes. I don't care. I just want to see the best golfers in the world competing. And I want to know that when they win something that, they knew that they were competing against the best in the world. And I'm not degrading any of the tournaments that have happened in the last 3 years, but I think, that everybody just wants to see the best of the best compete. It doesn't matter if it's archery, bowling, or pickleball. Just give me the best in the world competing. And when you don't have that's really bad for a sport. It's bad for anything. So my position right now is, can we please find a way to just get, the best in the world on the same courses competing? I think that there's going to be a lot of collateral damage. It's going to be bloody because a lot of guys, turn down crazy money, to, stay with the PGA Tour. And, again, certain guys took the other path. I don't think, if I'm removing myself, I don't think that matters to the consumer, and I don't think it should matter to the greater game of golf. Like the business side and the math side of, the sports, that's not really for the fan. Like, the fan should just be given the best product possible. And the people inside of the sport need to figure out how to make that sport great. They need to protect the athletes. They need to protect the organizations. They need to protect the legacy of the sport. But that's kind of exists in the vacuum of the sport. It's not really the fans' job to sit there and have this moral dilemma of who's getting paid what. Like, they need the best product. Like, let baseball figure out baseball. That's why you have commissioners. Let football figure out football. Football had to figure out the CTE thing. They had to figure that out. They had to figure out how to protect players and the longevity of players, et cetera. And they have to figure out how to protect, their assets that they have inside those 32 teams. But that's football's problem. Give the fans the best product. Just give them the best product. And that's the bummer part where we're at with golf right now, is I don't feel like we're getting the best product week in and week out. We kind of got to wait for the majors. And, that's just a bummer for the sport.
As an entertainer, though, you got to love what they kind of the shakeup of it all, right? Like a little bit of and to just create a 10 event LIV tour that all these guys can come play in, where it's music, it's fucking you're wearing shorts, it's hanging out, it's almost like you just said the Phoenix Open earlier, right? It's a great event, and then have the best players compete for all those majors and a bunch of the good PGA events, but make them both work, because that world should coexist with each other. It really should.
It's just the baseline is this: the best players in the world should be competing at whatever. It just doesn't matter. Ryder Cup, Phoenix Open, Masters, live format, 18 holes, skins game. It doesn't matter. We just want to see the best in the world competing. That's all.
Yeah, it's well said, my man. Hey, a couple last things. First of all, thank you for taking the time. What's going on with Ricky Slacks over there? Are those the ones when he won his first tournament? What's going on over there?
Those were these were the pants he wore his rookie year when he won Rookie of the Year.
Oh, nice.
Known Rick since he was probably 19 years old, somewhere in the zone. Again, I played his wedding. I've just watched the unbelievable path that he's been down for the last, 15 years or whatever it's been now. And to watch what I would refer to as a kid, because he is younger than me, to watch, a kid that's 19, 20 years old, figure his way through the first couple years of all the hype and the craziness on the PGA Tour, and, come out of it with like not a single, negative thing. Like, the dude has just been positive and great. There's not a person on planet Earth that has a negative thing to say about Ricky Fowler. And I keep those things up there. He wrote me this little note on it because he used to come on stage all the time and sing with me. We don't get to do it as much anymore because we're both dads and go to sleep at 8:30. So by the time my shows start at these PGA tournament events, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
But he gave those to me, and it's to me it's an awesome reminder of just friendships in general and the path. I look at him and a bunch of other guys, and y'all can probably roll through your list of humans that you came up with or knew where you saw them when they were, at the very, very, very beginning of their journey. And then you get to see what they've made out of their lives and their careers. And, some of them have just done things that, defy math. They're just so good. Like, again, his path, like, are you kidding me? Just wild to watch what he's accomplished in his career. And hopefully there's a lot more for him. I know he's still sniffing out that major, and the day he wins that major, me and Justin Thomas will be gassing up the jet and going to Vegas for sure.
Yeah.
Because he's going to get it. He really is. It's going to happen. And, the friendships made along the road, have always been meaningful to me and our boy Rick up there. I keep those up because it always reminds me of the good ones and the ones that last for eternity, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, Kelley. You're one of the good ones, my man. I appreciate you taking the time. We know you're busy, but you're great for golf. You're great for everything, and you're always good to the hockey boys. So thank you very much for taking the time, my man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Appreciate you.